Slippers, fluffy. Elbows, pointy. Posture, straight. Helicopter hat. Spinning. Show family friendly. News juicy. You, my friend, are looking at a 100,000 American dollar Bitcoin price. And I'm already bored. I said it. It ain't high enough for me. But you say, but sir, tell me. I remember when we were all crying and we thought it was over when Bitcoin was about 15,000 American dollars in November of 2022. I remember that too. And I'm still telling you, I am bored. I want the number to go up. I need more of a dopamine hit. That's what you need here as well. Bitcoin hovering around $100,000. What a sight to see. And that's right. Everybody is coming for the life-changing altcoins ahead. Now, before we even decide to have an opinion, we will look at the others BTC ratio. Remember, it is our North guiding star here. We are still on that little jittery week, which is fascinating because in 2020 cycle, we didn't have that jittery week. We had one. Maybe this is the same one. It's actually in February that happened. But if we go back to the previous Donald Trump cycle, we had something like this as well. So we flipped green and then we had a bit of a pullback here. So it's very, very normal to do these. But the weeks after, they start to just like accelerate. And it's kind of fascinating just to see how these things play out. You can't do any real TA on that. You can just look at a trend line. But overall, the picture's pretty clear. We are in an alt season. I mean, like it pinged green, right? It's like, just to show you, friends, this is exactly what happened to Bitcoin. I'll actually show you right now. So Bitcoin, now, by the way, friends, there is no, like, look, there is no glory in actually picking a bottom in a bear market or picking a top. And what I mean by that is it is so not worth it, okay? Because trying to pick an exact moment, you miss the big picture, right? It's a region of time. However, I did pick the exact bottom, and yes, I did pick it here. It was FTX collapse, and I actually tweeted, I'm like, congratulations. Now we begin the new cycle. I actually have those tweets out here. It's kind of like, yeah, it was like 2 people left. But we flipped green on the weekly super trend here. And if you remember, friends, here, Ivan comes back. He starts coming back. We have the USDC depegging. I remember here on this day, Ivan, like, he's like, oh, I've been on a holiday. I've been pushing the button. He wakes up at 3 a.m. He sees USDC depegging. He goes, oh, you mother truckers. Goes, just sells out of his USDC. I don't blame his man. Like the last time you see the whole industry crumbling, right? It's kind of hilarious to think about. But it was a weekly super trend flip. Now, crypto crappo stayed bearish the whole time. As you can see, friends, it all took that weekly super trend flip. Now, weekly super trends, yeah, they're harder to fake out. They are. That's why I just showed you on the others BTC, that weekly super trend flip, it is extremely significant. And something to pay attention to, which we are always paying attention to it. I mean, even, friends, look at this. The weekly super trend last year, it flipped in August. So, and we did peak in March, right? So, see when I flipped green here, we peaked like the alt season pretty much here. Okay, so it's actually, so we didn't move much out here. That's why, because, you know, XRP and everything else is not moving. Remember, this is outside top 10, so we just didn't have too many things moving. But it shows you, like, after you flip green, okay, it's go time. Also, funny enough, if you go back to, say, August of 2023, that was the bottom of PulseChain, PulseX, pretty much. I think maybe HEX, like that double bottom range, which I'll show you now. So it is hilarious to see. Where is sexy August? There you go, man. That's actually funny. August begins here. So yeah, right here. So what can you learn from this? Well, I guess in the next cycle, if you get out, okay, you want to, I guess, like you don't have to FOMO buy any bottom or anything. You got plenty of time, which is what we've learned. Like imagine. See, here's the thing as well. This thing flipped red in May, which, like, the bear market's already done. You're already down 85, 90% from the top. This was the May collapse, okay? However, if you have, like, a DCA bullets, look how long it took for the altcoins to finally reverse. Okay, so basically, August 2023, you can start getting in. But that's a long time since May 2022 because Bitcoin bottoms here. You see that? Bitcoin bottoms here first, and it sends everything down. So it is an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Because it's a very large ship and it takes long to move. But that's why a lot of Bitcoin maxis, they're in denial. When I've said, bro, the ship's actually, it's changed direction now. It's altcoin mania time. And they refuse to believe it because it happens so slow. Now, in the past 24 hours, we've had a bit of like just a jittery sideways piece of poop. This is the PulseChain core coins as well. Yeah, 3-4%. No one cares about any of these. Like small moves, right? We're here for the big pumps. Checking out pDAI as well. We've got like a 2.6 cents price. It's just jittering around. What's going to happen next? We are in the easiest time, by the way. This is the easy. This is like out of a 4-year cycle. Man, that's 4 years, say 48 months. Yeah, man, we're in that. Oh, man, we're in that 4-month window. So it was like 2 months before and now pretty much. Like, you got to understand, that's like, friends, that's like the top 5% where you can literally buy anything. You're going to make money. Anything. US dollars. Like, next year's a big year. You could always, of course, there'll always be a 50% capitulation, whatever, who cares? But just this is the easy time. Now, you don't believe what I'm saying because there's no dopamine rushing through your brain right now. We already got it cut off. But that's the easy time is that when the dopamine comes is because prices are accelerating. That's actually more of a seller's and a trader's market, you know? So, and friends, I'm trying to help guide you for next year and also myself too. So we got to navigate these together. And what I got to do is got to play some pump music to start it. $2025, it's easy for me to just say, oh, it's a seller's year, which technically it is, right? Net selling. Yeah. But I think it's more of we've got to change how we think about 2025. It's a momentum year. It's a trader's year. Okay. So 2025, it's a trader's year, which is kind of funny. You're like, wait a minute, Sommi. Everyone's been saying to trade in the bear market. Yeah, you mean all the poor people who haven't retired, all those poor people with rounded elbows, all those poor people with unpegged nipples, mind you. Every single one of them, friends. I haven't seen a single pegged nipple from many of these guys, okay? They've been saying it's a trader's market since 2022 in the bear market. As soon as the bear market was gone through the bottoms, oh yeah, it's a trader's market. No, that's the holders market, okay? The trader's market is next year, which is fascinating because next year, no one's gonna trade. Okay, they're going to become diamond hand believers when it's I guess at the final phases of. And guess what? They're gonna make money. They'll make money. But like, here's the thing, man. Like, you'll like hopefully, friends, you're up like 20, 25 times your money. You gotta understand. There's people. Let's say they had 100 grand. They've been fumbling around. They went to 160. They traded back down to 60. Right, 60K left. So if they go and borrow on that, now they got back 100K and they throw it in PulseChain and it's like a 10x day one sack or something. Getting like a 2 or a 3x, you and I will be euphoric from that point. If we get 20 or 30x a day one sack, we're like, oh wow, up 35 times. You know, we'll be euphoric. They won't because they got to buy the highs. You know what I mean? Because they're like, I want my big hit. I need my big hit. That's why. You see, so that dynamic will be introduced next year, and it's actually going to confuse a lot of you because you're like thinking, who are these ungrateful people? Don't you know we're going to zero before? Welcome to markets. Now, Ethereum, friends, has still been given a poopy poop emoji, which is an upgrade from a brown shoe, which is the lowest and that's the most disrespectful you can ever receive. It's around 3,800, 900. I mean, like, we're still waiting for that big flash pump. Nothing's happened yet. It's kind of crazy, man. Like, we're just hoping. Can he hurry up and do it early? No, it always did it in December, so we'll see. Roca Negra have said that a 2% Bitcoin allocation is a reasonable range. And I'm saying, how about the other 98% for PulseChain? Strongest thing of religion in crypto. So, Roca Negra talking like this, very important, friends. Look, friends, I've been a maverick my whole life. Like, you know, I've always known, like, you know what? Most people full of crap. You got to do your own research when it comes to a lot of these other things. If you want to take them really, really seriously, right? And I never knew in my mind, like, when like a big fund manager, like a Roca Negra, they have their official managers, when they come out and say something, I thought people like completely disregarded it like me. Like, man, my eyes opened up a lot. When like I'd meet, like some of you guys would just tell me, oh yeah, my dad, he like worked in like insurance, and like yeah, when Roca Negra like said, oh, there's a 1% allocation in this, like his office started talking about a 1% allocation. Like, you know, there's $100,000 in the saving. Let's put $1,000 into BTC, and it blew my mind. I'm like, whoa, bro, people listen to that TV? What? Like, it actually shocked me. It shocked me. Like, I had a rude awakening. I was like, oh, no, they're actually not built like me. Like, they're seeing all this as like, yeah, I can absorb this, I can absorb that, right? But I was always coming from the angle of like, wait a minute, you're rich, I'm poor. Okay, so I've got to be doing what you're doing, not doing what you're saying. But I don't know what you're doing, really. You know what I mean? That's always had that perspective. So, and that's actually, if you're going to make it in markets, that's the, you're cautiously optimistic, number one. Number two, you always got that paranoia that, hey, am I really trusting what they're doing? You know, is it a psyops? People who think like that, you think they're skits fans, but it's no coincidence that we're all UFO buffs as well. But that's literally the only way to make it. I'm not joking. It's the only way to make it, because like 100 things come your way, one of them's a unicorn. One of them a unicorn. Okay, yeah, but if you jump in every single thing, you got no money left for the actual unicorn, because you get rinsed over and over. Donald Trump says, we will be doing something great with crypto, and this most likely means prices go up in 2025. So like when he says we're going to be doing something great, it's just going to bring back optimism. And here we have Jim Cramer speaking to Donaldo.
Your embracing of crypto, very different from the previous administration. Strategic Petroleum Reserve like for crypto?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to do something great with crypto, because we don't want China or anybody else, and not just China, but others are embracing it, and we want to be the head. We're going to be ahead of AI. We're going to be way ahead of AI, and we've got to produce tremendous amounts of electricity. You know that it's unbelievable when you think that we need more than twice what we already have. If you think that's pretty for a specific industry, but we'll be able to do it. We have Lee Zeldin in charge of the environment. He's going to be giving us very strong approvals, I think, and he's going to make sure everything's good and clean and proper, but he's going to give us very fast approval.
So that is fascinating to hear. Let's play some Happy Guts music, friends. That says to me, double bubble alt season. And one where the second wave breaks the high of the first wave. Friends, I literally was speaking with the boys last night, and I got to repeat this to you. Okay, if you asked me beginning of 2023, right, USDC depegged, and you said to me, my friend Sommi, what a straight posture you have. Please outline for me your make-believe narratives that would need to appear to give us the biggest alt season of all time. And I would say, hey, I'll literally repeat this to you. I said, look, I give this a near 0% chance. It's literally less than 1% of this occurring. Okay, remember, we're now in January. Remember, we just depegged USDC. We just literally depegged. So let's go all the way down here. It's literally, everyone says game over. And I say, okay, from what we've seen, to get the biggest alt season of all time, we need Donald Trump to come back. We need a Bitcoin ETF. We need an Ethereum ETF. We need, and then I said to the boys, I said, look, what I'm about to say is so fantastical and never going to happen, so don't even worry about it. But if I had to write it down, it would be the US government just talks about adding Bitcoin on the balance sheet. They don't even have to do it. Just talk about it, bro. Just literally talk about it. That's it. That's enough. And I thought about it. I was like, man, that would have been my answer in the first quarter of 2023. And I literally would have said, less than 1% chance. Like, it's actually happening. It's actually happening. Can you believe it? I can't. And I said, okay, look, you can sell a big chunk of your portfolio in alt season wave number one. However, look, there's no guarantees in this life. But if alt season wave number 2 is gargantuan, and we actually do like have a big meme coin super cycle finisher, so this is alt season wave number 1. If number 2 is like that, like this is what happened in 2021. In 2017, friends, as well. See this alt season wave. So this is what it looked like at the time. See that? Whoa, bang! But this is Ethereum and stuff. Okay, so that is like, if you sold out too much and that happened, what would we be saying in the bear market? We'd be like, look, bro, like we had all the signs there. You know what I mean? Like every single event to tell you it was going to happen, happened. Okay. And then you have the wild card, the white swan. You have Donald Trump, Holy Spirit, divine intervention, literally watching a miracle happen right in front of your face. You see what I mean? Like, you would have never predicted that, and that actually happened. Like, it's like the cherry on top. So that is something I think about, and that's a left curve approach, because the left curver, just like, I don't know about these charts, I don't know what a ratio is. All I know is this looks like oh, there's an ETF here, sweet, we should have the biggest run ever. That's it. They didn't do any more thinking than that. Also, look at this bullish stuff coming out here, friends. US Senator Cynthia Lamas says America must win the Bitcoin race. So this is beautiful, man, because all the game theory is working. All the government workers and politicians, they're like putting it into the politicians' head, like, hey, we got to get ahead. Feds, you don't know what get ahead means. Just let's be honest. You know what get ahead means? It means, Habib, push the money printer button and just go grab the Bitcoin on the market. That's it. That's what it actually, that's all it means. That's what it means. That's all it means. I promise you. There's no let's do some complicated scientific engineering. Nah, Habib. It's literally go and grab that Bitcoin on the shelf before China does. That's all it comes down to. And that's exactly what you want. Texas State Representative Giovanni, Mr. Capri Kabanowski, officially files bill to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the state. So this is awesome now. So more states, more companies, they're like, oh, I want a Bitcoin strategic reserve. They're getting the FOMO bug from Michael Saylor, which is really, really good. Like, have you heard Michael Saylor speak, friends? I've watched almost all of his interviews, lots of them. He has a really unique way. So what he does is, it's the ultimate shill. All right, it's the ultimate shill, because most people are mid-curvers, and most people, they know, okay, 2 + 2 is 4. Sweet. And 3 + 3 is 6. And orange juice plus 5 ice cubes is a party. You know that, I guess. So what Michael Saylor does is, when he does all these analogies, he uses like engineering terms, and then he applies it to the Ponzi. I gotta say, it's the funniest thing ever. But I'm laughing, but I'm like, oh man, this is good. This is some hardcore shill, right? He's doing, because no one understands how multi-dimensional Michael Saylor's shills are. Okay, so because what he's doing is, he's tying the biggest people in, what's the biggest people, the biggest issue of people in crypto? It's they just don't get it. Yeah, they don't get it. Why? It's because they don't know markets. They live in a world where 2 + 2 is always 4. There's always a solution. Engineers, this is how you build a bridge. There's laws of thermodynamics. A doctor, like, okay, someone comes in with rounded elbows. Got to give them antibiotics to get the pointy elbows to come back. So there's always a formula to do. So Michael Saylor, he uses those terms and he relates it just to Bitcoin, okay? But he describes it as like, friends, he always talks about like Bitcoin is like you're using a bow and arrow, and then someone invents like the Hubble telescope. Like, he uses these terms that like people are like, whoa, like it gives you the impression in your mind like we started off as like a single cell, and then we grew into a frog, and then we grew into like like a little monkey, and then like humans come along, and the evolution of man into ape kind. Like, he gives you that impression. He's like, oh yeah, and then the Bitcoin's the next thing after that, which is that's intergalactic shield. This is he's tapping in to the whole world here. People just don't understand markets and how these things work. That's why you can go watch all my videos for the past 2 years. I go, Habib, we're all just backed by the bid. You know that, right? It's just like, why do people leave that bid there? Why do they leave the bid there? Because they think more people are going to leave the bid after them in a couple of years. That's it. It doesn't matter what your thing does. You don't actually need anything besides like food, water, electricity, pretty much, a roof over your head. Right, so but that's me. Don't mid curve. I'm just put it into perspective out here. That's why Michael Saylor's shilling is intergalactic. It's literally intergalactic shills. Okay. Moving on as well, Elon Musk says the corrupt SEC is another weaponized institution doing political dirty work, and U.S. Congressman Tom Emmer says Gary Gensler destroyed the corrupt SEC's reputation with his failed regulation by enforcement approach. So this is what we want, man. The pendulum's got to swing so hard now, please, friends. Like, you were here when Republicans, America was a bit conservative, and then it swung so hard the other way. Obama comes in, and then it just went too far, friends. I get it, you know what I mean? There's people of different colors and shapes and sizes. Yeah, I know, girls. If you're a girl, maybe you got a sister. It's a lot of stress, man. Like, every girl's like starving herself. Everyone's got plastic, fantastic faces. Whatever. I know it's a tough world. Like, love everybody and love and do that. And then you can see the weird stuff coming out. And then like, oh, let's remake every movie and let's put different colored people out here. You know what I mean? Like when they start doing that stuff, you know the pendulum swung too hard. But the basic principles of it, we get it. We're like, oh, you know what? Let's be more open-minded. Let's remember that people are born different and they have their own choices and stuff. Okay, sweet, you know, but then it goes too far the other way. Now, that pendulum is starting to swing hard. And the first time it swings, like it swings super aggressive. And that's why we have what we're seeing right now. So I'm hoping that is like, you know, seeping into this like anti-SEC stuff. And what I actually think, friends, is going to happen is they're going to actually do too little regulation at the SEC. And that's why I said it. That's right, your friends. I think that's what's going to happen. At the start, it's going to be great. But eventually, some silly stuff is going to happen, I think, in the next year. And then you'll probably be going, you know what? We gotta do a bit of checks out here. We can't have like, you know, everyone getting scammed or like every grandma buying a meme coin because they thought the thing's guaranteed to get up. There has to be something there that we can fix out, and we can sort that out in the next bear market. But don't worry about that part because like to get that mess, we had to pump like 50x anyway. Okay, but it's wonderful for you to understand that there is a cycle and there is a pendulum, and once you understand that, you get your bullish undertone. And speaking of like, you know, things are swinging too hard the other way. Do you remember this girlfriend? So this girl, she's probably from a rich family. She banged 100 dudes on camera. Oh my God. By the way, congratulations. Do you know how many guys? I'm so proud of all the men out there. They came out and they're like, what a feral rat. Yuck. Like this like stuff. Okay, if you're 14 years old, your puberty just clicked in, your nuts just dropped. You're like, oh wow, females everywhere. But as you get older, you're like, ugh. Like, oh, Fred, I'm just thinking, man, like 1,000 dudes, bro. What? Okay, the first 3. Okay. What's number 4 thinking about? He's thinking, you know what? I may be 4th, but at least I'm not 400th. What's guy number 555 in that line thinking about? How weird is that line? Like he's just waiting in that hallway, stroking his salami. What is he doing? And what's the guy after him thinking about? Probably looking at that guy's butt. It's like, man, that guy didn't wipe. She's going to be really smelly after. And that's exactly what happened. But even after all that, look what she said. OnlyFans star who slept with 100 men in a day says she's still a virgin compared to soy boys who fade Sommi. She got a point there, friends. I think everyone has to just relook how we view this stuff because friends, OnlyFans, I mean, it does tie to crypto. We're financialization. We're doing the financialization of attention. Okay, so it's faster and faster. The liquidity rails to go from your wallet to receiving attention, it's getting quicker and quicker and quicker. Okay, so what do girls do straight away? They go, hey, let me flash my boobies straight away. You know, attention, no, attention, no, attention, no. So over and over and over again. And we're starting to figure out this stuff out here. So like we're trying to explore like, hey, do we want everyone to be able to like, you know, hand attention out in any form instantly, no matter where they are? You know, society hasn't even got to that point yet, but they can only do it as time goes on with crypto. So there are good applications for these friends. Like maybe you could like change the way education works or services work. You pay like with micropayments and stuff. That's actually why I thought XRP might have had a use case a long, long time ago, and then it just buckled it completely. Because if you change super fast, you can do micropayments to stuff. Like imagine you were watching videos and like they charge you 1/1000th of a cent every 10 seconds automatically in the background, and then the creator, you make money just by off creating stuff like that. Right? So it makes it more seamless. But we still got to go. We've got a few bridges to cross before we get there, because right now just girls just banging dudes and doing these OnlyFans weirdo stuff. Speaking of banging dudes, shout out to the PulseTV guys. So friends, I'm going to play for you this video, but I want you to pay attention to the colors, bright colors. So if you want to do, like you got to do it in 2025, just for everyone out there, even all the coins I hold, and I'm just giving you free advice as well. Make the colors pop, make them cartoony, okay? Because we're in like a digital world. It's got to look digital. Think of Pokemon. Think of Pokemon. I mean, look at this. Think of this. Look at Pikachu. So rosy cheeks, 2 circles, 2 black eyes, and a little mouth. See how simple this is? This is what you want. So with AI, you can make things look realistic, but they don't hit as much. Okay, it's like a new world. So shout out to the PulseTV guys, man. I love these videos. I had sex for the first time today. Just like I do every day. Because I'm in crypto and I am getting absolutely fucked. That's gold, says. That's gold. Oh, man. Remember those down moments when next year comes. Those are the moments I'm remembering. I think I remember that we're getting tanked. We're getting destroyed. Monthly red candles. Remember those moments when we're up like 2 or 3x from here, and you've gone on Twitter and you see like one Solana guy flashes his wallet and he's turned like 40 grand into like, 3.6 million. Comparison will kill your joy instantly. It will. Okay, so make sure you don't do it. I've also got an alert here for you. FTX have started dumping their $1.7 billion of SOY. So yes, they unstaked $41 million worth in the past 9 hours, and they sent it to a CEX. But isn't that funny? They literally started dumping immediately. So yes, if you go back to my SOY ETH ratio chart, oh my gosh, man, look at this, friends. We are so close to flipping red on this, and the whole industry is complacent. The whole industry is complacent. Oh my gosh, like no one's like, it's fine. We got perfect adoption. All right. Look at this vertical line. That is a 5% token unlock for SOY, and that is FTX $1.7 billion. Look, it doesn't just come out and it just dumps. It's just showing you like you're getting distributed on, bro. Like, who are you buying? Whoever's a smart money. Is a smart money buying on the unlock, or is a smart money buying a year and a half ago when Solana just got declared as security by the corrupt SEC? Think about it. Also, friends, I think it's been very apparent. Almost too many people watching me now. Way too many. And it's not even the normie retailers. It's people of positions in power, community groups, leaders, founders, which it's the highest. It is the highest value friendship cult of all time that I believe, because there's no normies here. We don't have any. You don't have like people who don't know what's going on. Look at OkX community. It's electrifying. So what is this, friends? By the way, I screenshotted this. What a coincidence! I screenshotted. I had 555 likes. 555. Once again, this is like telling me, man, we're gonna pump to the heavens. The amount of 555s I've seen recurring and 369s is ridiculous out here. So what I've noticed is Binance. Remember Binance? My pulse is pegged to my heart and stuff. And also update for you as well. So friends, Richard Hart made a tweet. How do you contact CZ in jail? Now, this was when CZ was in jail, and when I first read it, I thought it was a troll message. And then you guys alerted me. You go, no, that wasn't a troll message. He was actually trying to contact CZ in jail. I think his lawyers were like banding together and be like, hey, we're representing you. We're joining you on your team to like provide stuff against the SEC. So maybe CZ remembers that. Man, that's wild, friends. Isn't that? How are you meant to predict out of Richard Hart, or Richard, as Decentralized Me calls him, and CZ? Okay, so CZ liquidates FTX, which is hilarious. He just liquidates FTX. He says, you are no longer in exchange. And then they go after him. They're saying, the evil Chinese dudes. They put him in jail. And when he's in jail, maybe Richard contacts him. Hey, I'm still writing to you. Haven't forgot about you. On your side with the SEC. Maybe CZ remembers that. He's looking at he's got a Binance tattoo here on his forearm. And maybe that leads to like a PulseChain listing. It's weird, man. It's just, see, the event, that's why when I told you, only the believers are going to make it. That's it. You didn't know that event was going to happen. Because people want that. They want it to be told. It's like the pDAI peggings. It's the same thing. They're like, tell me the 19,000 transaction paths where Richard's going to do A plus B plus C plus Batman symbol plus Pegman symbol, and then he eventually lands in a pegging. I don't know, bro. I don't know. No one knows, man. We can guess, and we're probably going to guess wrong. You just have to believe. And you don't believe? Okay, move. Someone else will take your coins for you. And it's very obvious, right? OkX office have just got your friend Sommi videos blasting on the TV lounge all day. So what I'm seeing out in the universe is my material and my concepts, friends, they're seeping out into society, especially in crypto. And they're doing loops back to me. So the best part is, sorry, friends, I thought a spider was crawling on me. It was the massive balls of fluff on my cute Highland bulls. Oh, they're kind of funny. Like, that's pretty much Australia. Like, spider's crawling on me. Oh, well. I'm probably dead by now. He was a bit of me anyway. You know, that's just it. Everything's trying to kill you here. So when I see all this other material out there, I'm like, hey, that's just your friend Sommi regurgitated. Okay, I like that. Okay, abundance mindset, because it all leads back to one path: memes, cults, religions. That's it. Memes, cults, religions. Okay, it all leads back to one path. I'm looking at all these other things that they're behind us. I don't care if your chain's faster. I don't care if you've got some sponsorship. It doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, so you don't have people who refuse to bridge out. You don't have as many people to do that. Okay, you don't have as many people who's doing that. You don't have people with the tattoos. Dude, we are shaming people without 15-year staking, and we'll do more of that next year. By the way, yeah, actual shaming, friendly shaming. You know what I mean? And like, you have the best decks, right? Everything Uniswap was meant to be is literally the PulseX token. Everything. Okay, so it's like, it's right obvious for us. I found this interesting as well, friends. So I have a reply section here. Shout out to I think it was Erin or Ella. Sorry, your baby doll in one of the pDAI telegrams. Eric Wall. Once again, they're all watching me, dude. They're all watching me. They're all watching me. It's kind of funny. I want to know, what are you saying to your wives and girlfriends when I just start randomly tweaking my nipples and start doing, oh, you like that? It smells so good, doesn't it? How do you explain that? You got your family in the lounge room, okay? It's kind of funny. It's almost like one of those shaming porn things. What the word is, friends, like there's fin cuckery, but that type. It's like this domination of like, yeah, you can't turn off the TV because I'm watching all the other KOLs too, and they're all trash. And some of them, I'm not going to name their names, friends. Some of them, you know their names. You know them. They'll make a video. They'll have an opinion. I make a video on it. I'm going, hey, this is why maybe you might be wrong. Here are some facts. 24 to 72 hours later, they change. 3 times now I've noticed it. 3 times. Huh! Now, Eric Wall. pDAI is the best bet in PulseChain. Interesting. Isn't it interesting? Let me show you why it's interesting. So my guess as to why, obviously you watch my videos, and I highlighted to him and everyone that HEX first cycle has a lot of similarities to pDAI first cycle, okay? Same founder, same story, it's banned everywhere, there's a market cap FUD, on and on and on and on. I named all the first cycle unicorn effects. I made threads about it, I made videos about it, and he connected the dots because he doesn't have a bias. He's not all in on HEX. So he's like, oh, it's happening again. There you go. Okay. So it's just like Bitcoin maxis, right? Now that the rotation's happening, because they're all in on Bitcoin, and I'm like, hey, Altseason's happening again. Bitcoin dominance is about to get sloshed. But because they're all in on BTC, they have this biasness, right? Remember, something about Eric, friends. He rejected the onboarding of Richard Hart in first season. So Richard Hart, Warlord. Remember, Eric's more of a wizard. So, friends, Eric is like, he picks mages, you know what I mean? Like, he plays adventure games, RPGs. He's always the mage dude. Maybe he'd be a healer, but you could tell 100%. If he played WoW, he was definitely a frost mage. He was always the mage guy, you know, always range attacks, never get in. Oh, you guess what I am, friends? Just straight barb, going straight in, you know what I mean? Dark Souls, Demon Souls. I don't like using a wand, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm casting magic on you. Like, no, let me get in. Let me get in there, Spoonie. You see what I mean? So you can read people's personality types like that. So when Richard came out and said, I'm a warlord, Eric's looking at him like, no, you're not. You look a bit pudgy, and you are definitely not a warlord of sorts. But things have changed now. It's different now. There's multifaceted things that are appearing now. There's Richard speaking through on-chain stuff, and Eric is seeing the whispers of God. And what does that mean? He won't call them whispers of God. He'll just he sees like 200,000 retards, but he's like, you know what? I might not agree with the warlord approach, but I see the 250,000 strong community. Okay, So, by the way, that's a very religious thing in like Christianity and stuff. That's why a lot of people, whenever they have like doubts of faith, priests will always talk about this. I've heard this like all my life, every time in church. They're always like, hey, you can't see God, okay? You can't visually see everything that's going, but they always references things in the Bible. They're like, hey, believe in me through like the actions out there in the world, you know, the good of actions of people. So it's an interesting concept to think about, right? And that helps sometimes connecting the dots, which is kind of funny, very relevant to hear. So 2024, Eric, is different to 2020, Eric. 2024, Eric, he watched this happen. So he watched his essays be unable to stop the 100x rally. Okay, so where's Bitcoin halvening, friends? If you go to Bitcoin halvening around here, May 2020, you are up 125x since that Bitcoin halvening. See what I mean? You don't forget that, friends. You don't forget that. And it's kind of funny, man. Like every single person, I don't know how many times I've got to keep telling you. I'm trying to help you guys. I can choose through 3,000 other freaking coins and chains. I am telling you, history is repeating. It's all repeating with very high odds. Okay, I don't have complete certainty. I'm just telling you, you have to pay attention, man. You have to pay attention to this, okay? You choose out of 300 coins, one of them's will 1,000x, okay? But there's 15,000 cabal members and there's too much information to sift through. This is a unique chance. Now, I'm going to cover some final news here for you, friends. A bit of ChainLink. Some actual shocking breaking news happened. And honestly, I should have made a breaking news video for it, but I just couldn't be bothered. So, Donald Trump actually started buying ChainLink. And not like fake, yes, actually real. So the World Liberty Finance account, they bought ETH, $10 million of ETH. They bought $1 million of ChainLink, and they bought $1 million of RV. So if you know anything about crypto, that is like the most obvious, clean, like very transparent, it all makes sense type of portfolio. Okay, not for me and you, because we're deeper in the game, right? But that's for like, oh, Ethereum is like, you know, it's the hotbed of innovation. Aave, biggest money market in crypto, literally, what's able to do, and they've been forked to the yin yang. And then you have ChainLink, literally called ChainLink, literally linking all the chains, Price Oracle, all these data feeds, and just connecting the world in the future. There you go. You know what I mean? So they're all like, they have teams, and it's interesting to think about. Now, ChainLink is around $28. But friends, a lot of you want to know, Sommi, why aren't you excited? If you bring up the Link BTC chart, this is the chart, bro. This is August 2020. It's down 82%. So if Bitcoin stays at 100K and this thing goes 5x, so if ChainLink, ChainLink's got to hit $150, and I'm like, oh, cool, that was worth it. That's why. So we've got a long freaking way to go on these. But yeah, and by the way, ChainLink, friends, as well, it's family friendly. People want a bit of leverage on their Ethereum and BTC. They could get into that. But yeah, if they want to go into the dark arts of shitcoinery, yeah, you got to go into DEXs and get stuff early. But I don't have time to explain stuff to everyone out here, because I know everyone just lives in their own world. They can't see my 4,000 unread DMs. They can't see my Discord messages where now I can't even reply. I'll have to reply to them literally 6 months. They can't see that. So and also what they can't see is they can't see the vision. They can't. A lot of people, friends, in the real world, why they're doubtful is they don't see like the crypto trade on his YouTube where he's literally made $10 million. When he buys $2 million of spot XRP, makes a 40. They don't actually see, like, these numbers are fake to them. They're like, oh, could you even cash that out? Because they don't understand, oh, you just got to click here, bridge here, and then you got your money. Like, you can get it out there, but they don't see it as real. But if they did see it as real, they'd be doing this exactly the way you are. Unfortunately, though, they're waiting for the signals out in the universe that people are making money off it. That's the ultimate signal, by the way. Whoa, people are getting rich doing this? I have to get in. Okay, that's 2025 stuff. The trader year and the momentum year. I have a chart here, friends, that I'll show you. So I've got the Link ETH chart. But you got to be careful because ScamLink, the ScamLink team, they minted so much of Link that you have to account for its market cap. So what I've done is, so what you can do is, friends, you can compare the dominances and it filters out the market cap, which is pretty good. Okay, so this is ChainLink versus Link versus ETH, but it's their dominance. This chart is Link dominance, Link D over ETH D. Link D over ETH D, all right, just to show you, like over ETH D. And I know you love the double Ds, don't you, family friendly show? So this thing is down here. Now, what does this mean? It basically means if Ethereum doesn't move, and ChainLink went around 3.8x from today, you basically like, hey, solidify a lot of your ETH value back. You can do that. But if so that's a 3.8x. So if ETH does a 2x, now you need to double your 3.8 hurdle rate as well, which means you need a 7.6 on ChainLink, which means if Ethereum is, let's do this. If Ethereum is 2x away from here, that's $7,800 ETH. You need a, let's look at this, $220 Link. Now, this is what is baffling a bit to me because that's like my top price target for Link. However, that assumes a third cycle curse prophecy for Ethereum. Ouch. Okay. That's 7,800. Now, I'm praying ETH hits 13, 14, 15K, but third cycle curse. So, but look, you might say, oh, Sommi, I think ETH is definitely going to hit $14,000. Okay, so Link doesn't stop at $220 now. It stops at around $400, which I think it should be. I mean, like if you look at SexRP, friends, it hit 150 billion market cap. And if you look at Chainlink, that's 18 billion. So, can XRP go to 300 billion, which is just another 2x? Can XRP go to $6? Yeah. And if it does that, why can't Chainlink hit a 300 billion market cap as well? So that would be a 16x multiplier from today. So you get around the $500 Link. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, they all are possible, but just like I said, man, just be careful of anchoring to the unicorn because that's how everyone messes up. They're like, oh, XRP, you're that size, we can hit that size too. Everyone says that, and they all start to say it at the same times, coincidentally, and it's all around the top. So I'm continuing to hold everything. By the way, if you just like, the Motherload of rotations would be in Altseason Wave 1 next year. Let's bring it out. Let's bring out the others BTC ratio. The Motherload is in Altseason Wave 1, ChainLink and all the other, like, the Dino coins peak. Like, they actually go big. They actually hit their big targets next year, okay? All right. That would be, and because why? Because then you can exit out of them, and then in the crash, maybe hopefully pDAI has hit like 10 to 20 cents by that point. So you're like, you believe like, oh, Richard's going to peg it. He's going to peg it. Pegging! And we're going to do the Hyperloop at the end of the year. And then you can take profit in like your BTC and ETH or whatever, pay some taxes on the side, leave it in there, and then get into PulseChain core coins for the final nuclear hyper run. You have a giant bunny hop here into this. So that would be the dream. Be careful of that though, because the stakes are really high. Because you're rolling from one, you're like, there's two roller coasters going at the same time, and then like you jumped out of one to go jump on the other one. So you know, it's like very, very dangerous. However, that would give you dynasty wealth if you pulled it off. It would be like, I'll just show you. Let's go look at HEX, the better Bitcoin, okay? It would be like, friends, you look when Richard Hart called the top here, May, HEX was 5 cents, see? It was up 5. So imagine like HEX comes up here. Let's be a non-racist friend right now. Look how scary it is, by the way. This is scary. So HEX has gone up. Look at this. HEX is now up. Did like a 19x run, hits 8 cents, and then the market tops. This is China scamming and banning Bitcoin. And by the time you like come to your senses. All right, you're around 5.5. Let's say you got to buy 6 cents. So imagine you took profit in all your coins, and then you're like, you know what? Richard Hart's not done yet. And then you threw it in HEX. Well, if you made life-changing gains, then look what comes next. From 6 cents you're buying, it ends up now, of course, don't even try to sell the top one, exactly, but you get another 8x. But let's say even you got another here, that's another 5x, man. And by the way, that was selling halfway. So that might be a giant opportunity, but risks. So you have to decide how much of that you want to play. Maybe you take profit in Dino stuff and you go, you know what? 70% I'll take profit, 30% I'll roll it in again. I'll roll it in. So there's no perfect answer for that. Because look how scary that was. See how high HEX was? You got to buy it up at 6 cents. You just done an 18x in a row, and the whole cycle's over. You see? So if we're able to nail something like this, by the way, what I'm describing to you is a gambler's dream. This is, you know, type turbo hyper gambling. This is like the sword of Damocles hanging on top of your head. Like one wrong thing, you blew it. But this is the equivalent of you're a soccer player. It's like 3 minutes to go, and the volley kick comes up. The volley kick comes up, and yeah, you get that volley kick, and you get it to the back of the net. Okay, that's what it would be like. But yeah, you never know. We'll see. Yeah, but like I said, it all depends on pDAI. So if pDAI isn't pegged by then, you're betting on a pegging, because that would begin the hyperloop phase at the end. Man, if this works out, man, I can't believe we can even see this. No one can even, like, if we could be just completely retarded and just lemmings walking off the cliff. But if we can see it and it starts happening, don't worry about trying to explain stuff to people. They'll watch my videos. They'll get what's going on. People can sniff money. They go, hey, this guy's making a lot of money. They sniff it straight away. Okay, so I guess we'll find out, friends. It's just you and me and Spoonie right now. Make sure you like, subscribe, red button, or catch you soon.